Hi Capricorns. So this is going to be your September reading. I am a Libra Sun, Capricorn Rising, Sagittarius Moon. So I am most definitely curious to see what's going to happen in September because I have a new love in my life. And I'm going to do this reading and hope that you guys are going to be as fortunate as I think I am. So let's see what the overall energy for Capricorn is for the month of September. Let's see. I need, give me 4 or 5 cards for overall energy for the month of September. Capricorn. That one's what to come out. That one. Yep, that's one. All right. Let's get some more. So if you're new to my channel, a little background about me is years ago, I sold real estate for a long time. I am also have never been married, don't have kids, but recently found my beloved, and that's kind of how I got started in these tarot cards. Again, even though I was told years ago by a psychic that I was going to be doing tarot cards, I never really got into them too much. I never learned them until recently, and I was watching the twin flame readings on YouTube all the time, trying to figure out what was going on with my twin, and was just beyond fascinated by how the cards always knew what was going on with our relationship. It just blew my mind. And the more I watched them, the more infatuated I became, and I started thinking, I've got to learn how this happens. How does this work? So here I am with my own channel. I love doing soul purpose readings, life purpose, your mission on earth, because I kind of feel like I have spent most of my years trying to figure that out and feel like I finally have gotten to that point. So this is just part of one of the things that I do to help people find that. Let's do that. Okay, so let's see what the overall is for the month of September for the Capricorn. Okay, so the first card that came up was the 9 of Cups, and the 9 of Cups guy has worked really hard. He's sitting pretty with these cups, although in this case it was in reverse, so he's almost there. Not quite ready to get too excited, although he does feel like there is probably the light at the end of the tunnel is near, just not there yet, but getting close. Whatever he's been working on is starting to come to fruition. So 3 of Pentacles indicates to me that somebody has been working hard, but still kind of struggling. I mean, he's watching, this is a couple, they're watching someone do some art, and they're looking at their paperwork and kind of wondering how in the world they can't get anything as creative, or, you know, it's kind of like, what are they missing in life? It's like, this guy seems to have gotten it figured out. He's making a masterpiece. They're looking at their paper, and they're trying to figure out, why haven't they been able to discover their masterpiece yet? It is just a matter of time, though, before that happens. If you are familiar with manifesting whatsoever, sometimes you don't know exactly how the universe is going to play things out. All you can do is plant the seeds, figure out where you want to go, and then let the universe take over. And I just feel like these people are kind of wondering, it's like, why haven't I seen any results in my planting of the seeds? You know, it's kind of like things were good and now they're not. And just give it some time. It's going to work itself out. The Fool energy is somebody out there has stepped out into a new career, and they are just kind of hoping and praying that it works out. They don't really have much of a plan, but you know, sometimes you got to start someplace. And hopefully, if you're one of the many people out there that seem to be making a shift and getting out of jobs that they were not happy with and going into something that they love, this is, you know, this is probably one of you. You're at the beginning of a new cycle with this one. And well, the good news is during the month of September, the Empress is in a happy position. So that's who you want to be, is you want to be the Empress. She's sitting there. She's got all of her stuff going on. This is where you're headed. You may not feel like you're getting there yet, but this is your future. It's just a matter of time before you get there. So just be patient. It doesn't look like at this point in time there's any new love necessarily going on in the month of September. Or maybe you already have someone in your life that you're in love with. And it's just kind of, you know, you've planted the seeds with that person. Maybe this doesn't have to do with a career. Maybe this has to do with the love of your life. It's just kind of moving along. It's going the way it's supposed to. You know, it's moving forward. That's the key thing. And the Wheel of Fortune is, you know, everybody wants the Wheel of Fortune. Everybody wants that happy part of their life to come into play. So I gotta say, September looks good. It might start out a little bit slow, and you might have a few questions about why is it not moving faster. But you planted the seeds. You've been planting the seeds all summer long. Everything that you have done has been working towards where you're headed. Just have a little patience. The Libra reading had patience that came out in one of the cards. So just have some patience about what's going to happen. It'll be all right. You're headed in the right direction. Let's see what the romance cards have to say about your love relationship for those of you who are in one. Because like I said, it doesn't appear either you're in one currently. It doesn't appear anybody new is coming in, but let's see what anyone who's in a current relationship, what's going on with them. Unrequited love. Oh, God. That came up on the last one, too. So somebody out there it says there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So somebody out there is in a one-sided relationship. And I feel your pain because I've been in that situation most of my life. It was always, I liked that person and that person didn't like me, or vice versa. And, you know, there's nothing more frustrating than not having a person where you both feel the same way. You're both attracted to each other. Thank God I finally found that. And, you know, and if I could have anything in the world, it would be for everybody to have this feeling, because it is the best to feel in love and know that person is responding that same way about you. So it's a nice place to be. And I'm not trying to rub that in, I promise. Let's see what else we've got for any of you out there who may be in a relationship. Let's do this one. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. That also came up in the Libra reading. I have a friend who has, and I was one of these when I was younger. I had a box of, if he wasn't in that little square, he didn't get to go anywhere with me. He didn't, I wasn't going to be able to fall in love with him because I was so close-minded when it came to what he needed to be, or who, his age, or where he came from, or his job, or this or that. I mean, it was stupid stuff. I mean, really, the kind of stuff you need to worry about is what is their character and their intentions. Are they a good person? If he's a father, is he a good father? Is he smart? I mean, is he like to learn? You know, you want to be with somebody when all hell breaks loose. You want somebody in your life that can handle that shit. And, you know, I had such unrealistic expectations, and I know many people in my life, especially younger people, they think they're going to keep from getting their heart broke if they do it so. That's not the way it works. So keep an open mind. You know, like my soulmate is 14 years younger than me and a different race. I grew up in a small community of very racist people, and I had an aunt that told me to never bring a black man home, so I didn't. And that's who I'm in love with, is a black man. And I mean, I am in love with him hard. So, you know, I'm like, I had to get over that. And y'all need to do the same thing, is what I'm trying to say. Let's get one more. So the last one says deception. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Capricorns, I'm very sorry. September doesn't seem like a very good month for you. Those of you who are in a relationship, it's very, very one-sided. Someone's trying to deceive you, or whoever you're closing your mind to the right potentially, the person that could be a good potential for you. So, September's not going to be a good love month for Capricorns. Just keep that in mind. But let's keep going. Let's see what else is out there. Let's see what the angel cards say. This could be for career, family, anything along those lines, not just love. Maybe it's a soul's purpose. Maybe we'll get some messages for what your soul's purpose is, if that's something that you're hoping for. And we got 2 that popped out there. Let's get one more. One more. Oh, there it is. All right, so let's see. The first one that came up said, oh, there's 2 stuck together. Well, we'll take them both. The first one said, ground yourself. When you detach from awareness of your body and the physical world, you become ungrounded. Although it's pleasant to float heavenward, your attention and work are needed upon the earth. We're helping you balance the spiritual and material so that you can enjoy a fulfilling earthly life. Okay. So the second one, this one was stuck to that one. It says, have confidence. Moving forward does not necessarily require you have confidence in yourself. Confidence in God is enough, along with knowing that God works through you and with you in all ways. Lean upon us if your confidence wavers, and we will buoy your courage and faith. This kind of came along with anybody. I felt like this was directed more of people who might be leaving an old job and starting a new one. So I feel like that's like that message is for those of you who need to have some confidence in where you're going. And you may not know what you're doing right in the beginning, but keep practicing and doing what you're doing, and confidence will come along. And I am a firm believer that if you are doing your soul's purpose, you have full support of the universe in making that happen. So just keep moving forward and chucking along, and I truly believe that will work out in your favor. And then this one says, go for it. Your prayers and positive expectations have been heard and answered. We've been working with you on this situation since its genesis, and we continue to watch over you and everyone involved. Stay on your present path, as it will take you very far indeed. Again, it all feels like it's leading or sending a message to someone that may be changing careers and trying to maybe go into their soul's purpose. And it's just the universe. They're reminding you that they've got your back. They're helping you. Keep an open mind. Let them guide you, and try not to stress about what may or may not be happening. Patience may or may not be your virtue, but if you can just be patient and keep, working along, follow the breadcrumbs, just keep doing what you're doing, I think that it'll be okay. And the last one says relationship. Your primary relationship is with yourself and God, and every other relationship follows from there. To attract, heal, or balance a relationship, then snuggle more closely with your loving Creator. To attract, heal, or balance a relationship, then snuggle more closely with your loving Creator. As you feel safe and loved within, so shall your other relationships bloom and prosper. So I feel like it's just saying, don't worry about a relationship right now. Those of you who are in a bad one or one that's not going to work out, it's going to fall to the wayside. And when the timing is right, get yourself together. Do your inner work first. Get your relationship with yourself first. And then that love relationship will fall into place naturally. That's the way that always happens. Amazing enough. I remember when I was young and I was wanting to meet somebody so bad, and everybody was like, you got to get happy with yourself first. You got to get happy with yourself first. And I was like, that would be fucking great if I could get happy with myself first. Can somebody help me figure that out? It was so frustrating because that was the one thing that everybody always said, but I didn't know how to do that. I have since fortunately figured that out. But man, when people would say that, it's like, thanks for the advice, but tell me what to do to get happy with myself. God, I did the oneness blessing. There's so many things that I have done to work on myself over the years to get myself happy with myself. Getting in a career that is a good fit for you is a good start. Being authentic with who you are is another really good start. I mean, I for years kind of felt like I was trying to be who I thought was appropriate and who I thought like my family would appreciate and approve of, and trying to be somebody that other people will approve of is usually a good way to be miserable. And the sooner that you can let go of having other people's approval, and the quicker you start being your authentic self, the quicker you're going to get to happiness, I think is the way that I want to say that. Inauthenticity can make you miserable. I swear that's just the best way to put that. Be authentic. You know what? I have a friend, and I tell him all the time, let your freak flag fly. Let your freak flag fly. Freak flag fly. Because he's always trying to be somebody that he is not. And that's how we got to be such good friends. It was because I accepted him exactly the way he was without judging him. And you kind of need to do that with yourself. You need to not judge yourself for not being perfect, for not, maybe, I don't like big crowds. I don't like going to concerts and being around a bunch of people, and especially around a bunch of drunk people. So, don't force yourself into situations that isn't you. I like doing meditations and going crystal shopping. I went crystal shopping with my girlfriend yesterday up in Lafayette. That was a lot of fun. So I just do my own thing these days, and I am much happier for it. So let's get a couple more cards. This is from James Von Prague, The Power of Love. This could apply to anything in your life. This could apply to your family, your job, yourself, messages from the divine, whatever. Let's see what it says. Let's get a couple more. Let's go that one and this one. Okay, let's see. So the first one is forgiveness. You are now able to activate the power of love in order to release past hurts. First person you need to forgive is yourself for not being perfect. The sooner you can do that, the better off you'll be. And if you've got anybody in your family or past loves or people you used to work with that you need to forgive, that's also really important. So that's coming up for somebody, forgiveness. The second one says cooperation. In your quest to manifest the energy of love, you realize that every person and experience has value. Very good point. Remember earlier in the reading I said if you are in a relationship currently where it's one-sided, it's going to fall to the wayside. You'll learn your lesson and hopefully you'll do better the second time around. Every time you are in a relationship, you should learn something from that. You learn what not to do next time. If you met somebody, you jumped into bed with them right away and it fell apart, don't do that next time. If you were clingy this time, don't do that next time. Let the man do the pursuing. When I was younger, I grew up in the 80s, 70s and 80s, and it was women empowerment. And it was all about women can do anything that men can do. Well, you know what? Yeah, that's right. But I'll tell you what, when it comes to relationships, men are the hunters. And if you don't let them do the hunting, you're going to do a lot of crying because you don't want a man that you have to be where you're the man and he's the woman, or at least not where I come from. That wasn't what I wanted. And then the last one is self-love. You realize that love of self is necessary to love another. God, that self-love stuff comes up a lot. I think I've already said it. I don't know if I said this in the Libra reading or if I said this in this reading where I was talking about, where everybody was always talking about, you have to love yourself first before you can find somebody. I'm like, I know. Yeah, so somebody out there I'm talking to needs to get some self-love. And, send me a message if you need some advice on how to find that. I can do that. I've been there, went through that myself, figured out how to love myself. And took years and years to do it, but it finally happened. So maybe I can bypass a few things for you and you don't have to learn everything the hard way. Anyway, this is the Capricorn reading for September. Shoot your comments to me in the bottom, and I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.